ACL. ACL stands for Access Control List. Control list. See guys, why we are using ACL generally? To allow and deny traffic. Let's suppose my requirement is HR department should not be able to access finance server, right? Or HR department should have limited access of internet, right? So whenever you want to deny or allow a specific traffic, you can use ACL, access control list. Got it? So ACL access control list is a set of rules which will allow or deny the specific traffic moving through the router. ACL is actually security feature on router. ACL is used for filtering traffic as well based on the given criteria, based on the given rule. Rule means your statement, like HR department should not communicate with finance server. So this is what one rule. Right, so according to your statement, router is going to perform filtering. Right, so ACL is a security feature on router which is used to allow or deny a specific traffic. It is a layer 3 security, right? You are going to filter networks or a host particular or a server with the help of IP address, with the help of IP address also, and with the help of port number also. But you cannot filter traffic on the basis of MAC address. Got it? So that's why we are saying it is a layer 3 security which control the flow of traffic from one router to another router. It is called packet filtering firewall. And there are two types of ACL, numbered ACL and named ACL. See, the main difference between numbered ACL and named ACL is, in the numbered ACL you cannot modify the rule. Right? Let's suppose on one router I have configured some rule, and my rule number one is deny 10.1.1.0/24. Rule number 2 is permit 20.1.1.0/24. Guys, after some time my requirement is allow 10.1.1.1. A particular host I want to allow, so I will configure permit and 10.1.1.1/30. But you know what will happen? This statement will not work. Router will not permit this IP address, because routers are going to check your rules, your statement in the sequence, right? It will check first rule number 1, then rule number 2, then rule number 3. So let's suppose router is receiving a traffic where destination IP address is or source IP address is 10.1.1.1. So ACL is applied on the interface, on the receiving interface. So it is going to check a statement rule. First it will look up to this rule, rule number 1, which is saying deny this subnet, and this IP address belongs to this subnet, right? This IP address belongs to this subnet, so router is simply going to discard it. So what you can do, you can modify it. You can put this entry before this entry, right? But not in the numbered ACL. In numbered ACL we cannot modify it. What you have to do, first you have to remove this entry, then you will add this entry first. After that you are going to add deny 10.1.1.0/24. Rule number 4, right? So in the numbered ACL we cannot modify the rule, right? We cannot change the order of a statement or order of rules. But in the named ACL we can modify the rule. And before talking about the ACL, Let me tell you what is wildcard mask. Wildcard mask. So guys, wildcard mask is opposite of subnet mask.
Subnet mask.
Wildcard mask is used to match network bits. Wildcard mask is used to match network bits. 0 bits means must match, and 1 means no match, ignored. In the subnet mask, 1 means network bit, 0 means host bit. In the wildcard mask, 0 means match bits, 1 means ignored bit. So if subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, then what will be wildcard mask?
0.0.0255.
255, right? If subnet mask is 255.255.255.128, then wildcard mask will be what?
0.0.0
Dot 128,
128.
right? If subnet mask is 255.255.255.252, then wildcard mask will be what?
0.3. 3.
3. And here it will be wildcard mask is going to be 0.0.3.
So you put extra 0.
Okay. So wildcard mask is nothing but just opposite of subnet mask, and we are going to use wildcard mask in access list in ACL. Even in EIGRP, you can define wildcard mask, right? Like if I want to advertise a network 10.1.1.0, so either I can put subnet mask 255.255.255.0, or I can say wildcard mask. I can define wildcard mask 0.0.0.255. In the OSPF, you will only use wildcard mask. In access control list, you will only use wildcard mask. Done. So we have two types of ACL, numbered ACL and named ACL. After that, again we have categorized both types of ACL into two parts. Right? Both ACL are categorized into two parts. First one is standard ACL and second one is extended ACL. Now try to understand the difference between standard ACL and extended ACL. Guys, in standard ACL, you can filter the network on the basis of source address. Only source address. Standard ACL only understand source address. So we can filter a network based on source address only. That's it. But in extended ACL, we can filter on the basis of source address, on the basis of destination address, source address, destination address, port number, and protocol. Clear? Standard ACL are used to filter traffic based on source address. Extended ACL is used to filter traffic based on source address, destination address, port number, and protocol number. See, let me give you one example. I have a network like this, router 1, router 2, and 2 LAN. R1, R2, switch 1, switch 2. Here my subnet is 10.1.1.0/24. Here my subnet is 20.1.1.0/24. Let's say I want to deny a traffic, where source is 10.1.1.1. Can I configure extended ACL? Yes. But I want to deny again 10.1.1.1 for 20.1.1.1. This time I want only filter 10.1.1 if it is forwarding traffic to 20.1.1.1, right? This time in the first statement it will deny all traffic coming from 10.1.1.1. Let's say if you will apply this ACL on this interface of router, whenever router will receive traffic, before checking routing table it will check what? ACL. Is ACL applied or not? If ACL is applied, then it is going to check what? A statement. In the statement you are denying 10.1.1.1, it will deny it. It will not check what is the destination, what is the port number, nothing. If source is matching, it will discard it. So can 10.1 ping to 20.1? No. Can 10.1 ping to 20.2? No. Can 10.1 ping to 30.1 or Google? No. But in this scenario, in the second statement, I am denying 10.1 for 20.1 only. That means can 10.1 ping to 20.2? Yes. Yes or no? Getting my point?
No, sir.
No, sir. Can you repeat again?
See, in extended ACL, here is one PC whose IP address is 10.1.1.1. PC whose IP address is 10.1.1.2. Here I have again two PC, 120.1.1.1, and I have one PC with IP 20.1.1.2. Now if you are applying a standard ACL here with source 10.1.1.1, right? So router 1 is going to match what? Source IP address. Let's say PC1 is pinging to 8.8.8.8. Router will discard it, drop it. Why? Because router will check source address. Source address is 10.1. Okay, source is matching. Let me drop the packet. But I want to filter 10.1 for 20.1 only. What I want, that this user and this user should not communicate with each other. So I cannot achieve this task with the help of extended ACL, because extended ACL filter traffic based on source address only. It will not check destination address. So if you want to stop communication between 10.1 to 20.1, then you have to configure extended ACL, right? This statement. So if I am filtering 10.1 for 20.1, this time if PC1 is generating traffic, source is 10.1.1, destination is 8.8.8, will router drop it? No. Because this time router will check source is matching, destination. If destination is not matching, then it will allow the traffic. If all rules are matching, then only router will drop the traffic. Right? Let's say on router number 2, I have one server. I have one server, HTTP server, right, whose IP address is 20.1.1.3. Now my concern is, here I have one user whose IP address is 10.1.1.10. So what I want, that 10.1.1.10 should be able to communicate with all users, right? Should be able to communicate with all external users, but this user should not be able to access server. Can I configure extended ACL here? .1.1.10 can communicate with all 20 users, but should not be able to access server. Can I configure extended ACL? No. Because if you will configure extended ACL, then you are going to match only what? Source, which is 10.1.1.10. So router will not check now this user is forwarding traffic to whom. Router will not check destination. It will only check source, and on the basis of that it will take for decision that whether I need to drop it or I need to permit it. Clear? So if I want that this user should not be able to access the server only, then here I have to configure what? Extended ACL. Right, where I need to match source also, destination also. Again on this server, let's suppose there are multiple protocol, HTTP and DNS. What I want that this user should be able to ping this server. This user should be able to access DNS service, but this user 10.10 should not be able to access HTTP service. So what I can do, I can block a particular port number for this source, this destination. Can I do it with the help of extended ACL?
No.
No. You have to configure extended ACL here. So extended ACL filter traffic based on source address, and extended ACL filter traffic based on source address, source port, destination port, and protocol. Clear now? So you can see here, whatever rule we will define on the router, that rule will be identified by the name or number. That will define your ACL is numbered ACL or named ACL. So if rule is defined with the help of name, that means it is a named ACL. If rule is defined by a number, that means it is a numbered ACL. Then difference between extended ACL and extended ACL. First of all, range. Range of extended ACL is 1 to 99. So if you are creating ACL, see command to create ACL is access list and then number. If you are creating numbered ACL, if you are creating named ACL, then name. Right? So guys, for the extended ACL, we have number 1 to 99. So if I am creating, let's say ACL 10, automatically router will come to know, okay, it is extended ACL. If I am saying ACL 110, automatically router will come to know, okay, it is creating, someone is creating extended ACL. Clear? So range of extended ACL is 1 to 99. Range of extended ACL is 100 to 99. In extended ACL, we can block a network, host, and subnet. In the extended ACL, we can block a network, host, subnet, and service. Like a particular service, HTTP service, I want to block. I want to block DNS service. Or let's suppose I want to allow limited access to internet to the HR department. HR department should have limited access of internet. Let's say you want to allow only HTTPS traffic for HR department. So you cannot use extended ACL there. You have to use what? Extended ACL. In the extended ACL, all services will be blocked. If you will block one IP address, that means for that IP address, all services are blocked. But in extended ACL, we can block a selected service. And we should always implement extended ACL nearest to the destination, closest to the destination. Why? Try to understand this also. See, let's suppose I have router 1 here connected with router 2 connected with router 3. Here I have one LAN 10.1.1.0/24. Here I have one LAN 20.1.1.0/24, and here I have one LAN 30.1.1.0/24. Guys, let's suppose I want to deny 10 network, deny 10.1.1.0/24 to 20.1.1.0/24. This is my requirement. So if you will apply extended ACL on this interface, what will happen? Extended ACL will filter traffic based on source address only. So whenever any user will generate traffic from this network, router is going to check source address. If source will match, then router will discard it. Router will drop it. Right? So let's suppose now if a user want to communicate with 30 network, right? If 10.1 want to ping 30.1, source 10.1, destination 30.1, it will forward traffic to router. On the router, extended ACL is applied. So router will check source address. Source address is 10.1.1.1. Okay, that IP address is matching in this entry. It will discard it. It will not check destination. So your concern was blocking communication between 10 to 20, not between 10 to 30. But as you have applied ACL on wrong interface, your 10 networks are not able to communicate with 30 networks as well, right? So we should always apply extended ACL nearest to the destination. So destination is 20 networks. So I will apply extended ACL on this interface, right? So now whenever router will check traffic on this interface, if source will match, means 10.1.1.1 will match, then it will drop it. Now guys, 10 network can communicate with 30 network, yes or no?
Yes.
But while configuring extended ACL, it is recommendation to implement nearest to the source. Like I want to deny 10 network for 20 network, so I will apply that ACL on this interface. Benefit: whenever this user 10.1 want to communicate with 20.1, it will forward traffic to router. Router will check ACL rule. If rule will match, then router is going to drop it. No problem, I can apply the ACL over here as well. So what will happen in this scenario? Router 1 will forward traffic to router 2. Router 2 will check ACL, then it will drop it. So unnecessary router 1 is processing the packet, right? It is using this link. So it is better to drop the traffic on router number 1. Correct, guys? So that's why it's recommendation to implement extended ACL nearest to the source. Because extended ACL is going to check source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and protocol. If traffic is denied, then you should deny it nearest to the source so that it will not use unnecessary bandwidth, right? But again, this is just a recommendation, guys. You can apply extended ACL on any router. You can apply extended ACL on any router. Clear? Any question? Filtering is done based on source IP address in extended ACL. But in extended ACL, you can see filtering is done based on source IP address, destination IP address, protocol, and port number. Any question? Now let me do one thing. Let me perform one lab on it. Then your all concepts will cleared automatically. Let me do one thing. Let me open packet tracer. In packet tracer, I am going to perform lab of ACL so that I can use servers. So to perform lab of ACL, I need to design one topology here. Done. Let's suppose I have a network like this: router 1, R1, R2, R3. Guys, router means suppose we have 3 building. At each building I have one router. This is my R1, R1, R2, and R3. At each building again we have multiple departments. Let's suppose in building 1 we have 2 departments, right? I am going to use 2 switch, S1 and S2. Here I have one switch, and here I have one switch. You can assume that like multiple switches are there inside the building, multiple departments are there, right? Let me create the scenario for you. And then I have some servers here. Here I need to add one port. Just give me a minute. Let me turn off the device and let me add FE port here. Done. Guys, in building 1, I have 2 departments. Building 1, building 2, and building 3. In building 1, I have 2 departments. HR and let's say IT team. Done. Let me define the subnet here. Here my subnet is 10.1.1.0/24. Here my subnet is 20.1.1.0/24. Here my subnet is 30.1.1.0/24. And here my subnet is 40.1.1.0/24. Between router 1 and router 2, I will use 12 network 12.1.1.0/24. Between router 2 and router 3, I will use 23.1.1.0/24 network. Done. On the switch, I will create 2 VLAN, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Interface range F0/3 to 4. Say switch port mode trunk exit. Don't worry about the configuration. Then interface range F0/1 to 2. Switch port access VLAN 10. This is HR. And this one is IT department. This is, let's say, finance department or admin department. And this one is finance department. Clear? Now on router switch number 3, let me configure switch 3 also. Interface F0/3, switch port mode trunk exit. Interface range F0/1 to 2, and say switch port access VLAN 20 and VLAN 10 exit. VLAN 20 exit. Now on router, I'm going to configure router R1. Say no. Enable config T. Interface F0/0. Say no set, and IP, not IP here. Interface F0/0/10 encapsulation.1q for VLAN 10 and IP address 10.1.1. I'm going to use last IP address as a default gateway IP address 254.255.255.255.0. Exit. Interface F0/0.20 encapsulation.1q for VLAN 20 and say IP address here 20.1.1.254.255.255.255.0. Done. Now let me check end users are able to ping their gateway IP address or not. Let me take you to PC0. PC0 IP address 10.1.1.1, submit mask 255.255.255.0, and gateway IP address 10.1.1.254. Ping 10.1.1.254. See, I am able to ping my gateway IP address from the PC1 also. Let me configure IP on PC1 10.1.1.2 255.255.255.0 and gateway IP address is 10.1.1.254. Ping 10.1.1.254. Ping is working. I am able to ping my gateway IP address from PC2 IP address 20.1.1.1 255.255.255.0 gateway IP address 20.1.1.254. Done. Ping and 20.1.1.254. I am able to ping my gateway IP address. Now PC3. Let me assign IP on PC3. 20.1.1.2 255.255.255.0 and gateway 20.1.1.254. Let me ping the gateway. Ping 20.1.1.254. Ping is working. What happened? Ping 20.1.1. Ping is working, right? So in building 1, all users are able to ping their gateway IP address. Now guys, I am going to configure WAN interface which is connected with router number 2. Interface F0/1 say no set, and here IP address 12.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Exit. Right. Router 2. Interface F0/0 say no set, and IP address 12.1.1.2 255.255.255.0. Do ping 12.1. I am able to ping router 1 also, correct? Then guys, interface F0/1 is my LAN interface, say no set here, and IP address. Last IP address 30.1.1.254 255.255.255.0. Exit. Then interface F1/0 no set, and IP address on this interface is 23.1.1.2 255.255.255.0 and no set. Write the configuration and let me configure IP on PC4. PC4 IP address is 30.1.1.1, submit mask 255.255.255.0 and gateway IP 30.1.1.254. Done. Now let me check, am I able to ping gateway? Ping 30.1.1.254. Ping is working. In the same way, I can configure one IP on PC5. Let me configure. Or you can set up DHCP also. 30.1.1.2 255.255.255.0 and 30.1.1.254. Then finally PC6. PC6 IP 30.1.1.3, submit mask 30.1.1.3 255.255.255.0 and gateway IP address 30.1.1.254. Now let me configure finally router number 3. No enable config T, interface F0/1 say no set, and IP address 23.1.1.3 255.255.255.0. Do ping 23.1.1.2. Am I able to ping router 2? Oh, just wait for some time.
So do ping 23.1.1.
Yeah, that's why it is stuck. Control 6. Till then I am going to assign IP on PC7. PC7 IP address will be 40.1.1.1, subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and gateway 40.1.1.254. Then let me configure server 0. And guys, on server 0 I will enable some protocols as well to verify. First IP address 40.1.1.2 255.255.255.0 and gateway 40.1.1.254. Then go to services, invalid gateway IP address. Okay. Forty dot 1.1.254. Go to services. In services, let me enable. See, HTTP service is already enabled, right? And FTP. Let me enable FTP service also. FTP enable. I'm going to create one user here. Let's say username is admin and password is Cisco @123. Give the permission. Done. I have created one user, and if you want to enable more services, even you can create domain here on the DNS. So some protocols are enabled here on server 1 also. Let me configure one IP. Server 1 IP address is 40.1.1.4 255.255.255.0 and gateway 40.1.253. Done. Now again let me access this router and do ping 23.1.1.2. Ping is working, that means there is reachability. Now interface F0/0 LAN interface, no cert and IP address 40.1.1.250 255.255.255.0. Done. Now guys, question is, can these three buildings communicate with each other? Can 10.1 ping 20.1? Yes.
No.
20 dot 10
Yes,
20
sir.
are
Okay,
connected with
20.
same router. Can 10 ping to 30?
No.
No.
Can 20 ping 30?
No.
Can 10 ping 40?
No.
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 So we need to configure routing protocol here, right, between routers.
Yes.
Or you can configure a static routing. So I am going to configure, let's say, EIGRP here. You can configure RIP also. Say router EIGRP is number 10 and network 0.0.0. Done. Then go to router number 2. On router number 2 also say config t router EIGRP as number 10 and network 0.0.0 and say no auto summary also. Done. Here also I am going to define no auto summary command. Now you can see we have EIGRP neighborship. See the log message. Done. Router EIGRP as number 10 and no auto summary. Then go to router number 3 finally and say router EIGRP 10 router EIGRP 10 and network 0.0.0. See, we have neighborship here as well, right? And so IP route EIGRP. So see, I am learning all network information on router number 3. 10.1.1.0 also, 20.1.1.0 also, and 30.1.1.0 also, right? Now these all building can communicate with each other, correct? To verify it, I can access any PC, let's say PC0, and from PC0 I am going to ping, let's say 20.1.1.1. See, ping is working.
Yes.
right? Now I can ping 30.1.1.1. Yes, ping is working. I can ping 40.1.1.1. Ping is working. Ping will working. Server IP address is, guys, 4 na. Server IP address is 4 or
Server
3?
0. Server 0 is 2, sir.
2. It's 2. Okay. Then what is the IP address of PC8? Let's say here IP address is 20.1.1.3.
It's 40, sir.
Sorry,
Sir, it's
40.
40.
Sorry, extremely sorry. 40.1.1.3. Gateway 40.1.1.254. Done. Now I can access the server HTTP service. Let me open the browser and let me check. I'm able to access HTTP service. Now I will create some scenario here to configure
So
access list. Yeah.
what is the IP address of server 1?
Server 1 IP address is, I think, 4.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let me say 40.1.1.2. See, I'm able to access web service, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now guys, let's suppose my requirement is, here I am going to paste this diagram in Paint. Done. Now let's suppose my requirement is I want to deny communication between 10.1.1.1, deny 10.1.1.0 to 40.1.1.0. On which router you will configure ACL and which type of ACL you will configure. Just a minute.
Extended ACL.
Can I configure extended ACL?
No, sir.
No. See, in this scenario, if I will configure extended ACL on router number 1 and if I will apply that ACL on 0/0, what will happen?
It will
I
totally
can
zero.
achieve my task, but 10 network cannot ping to 30 also. Correct?
Yes.
So see, how I can create ACL. Access list, after that numbered. See, question mark, numbered. If I will use number from 1 to 99, that means I am creating extended ACL. If I will use number from this range, that means I am creating extended ACL. So for now I am creating extended ACL. So let me say number 10. And after that, guys, action, permit or deny. So I want to deny. Then source, address to match. So 10.1.1.0. After that, wildcard mask. What will be wildcard mask? What will be
0
wildcard
dot.
mask? 0.0.0.255. Correct? And see, I don't have any other option here. Enter. Do so access list. So see, I have one extended IP access list number 10.
And
Sequence number is 10. This is the
then
sequence number, right? In the access control list, by default, sequence number will increment by 10. Means your first rule will get sequence number 10, second will get sequence number 20, third rule will get sequence number 30, right? So ACL will increment in sequence number by 10. Now can 10.1 ping to 30.1?
Yes.
Yeah, because you have created the ACL but you have not applied it anywhere, right? If I will
On
apply this ACL on line console interface, guys, then these user cannot access this router through console port. If I will apply this ACL on line VTY interface, that means any user from this network
remote
cannot
access.
telnet this router or SSH this router, right? If I will apply this ACL on fast Ethernet 0/0, then router will not allow any traffic from this network on F0/0. So let me say F0/0 and then IP access group. To apply it, you will run this command IP access group and then number of ACL number 10, and then in which direction you want to apply. So I will apply it in direction, that whenever you will receive the traffic, at that time take the action according to ACL rule. Enter. Now go to again PC0 and open CMD and let me ping to same IP address again, 40.1.1.4. Is ping working this time? No. Earlier ping was working, correct guys? Now again ping is working. How? Oh my god, how it's possible? Let me check. What is the IP address over here? 10.1.1.0, that is fine. How it is going to reply from 40.4? So access list, there is no match. See, so IP interface brief. This network is running on which interface? On F0/0 by 10, and you have applied ACL on which interface? On F0/0. So actually we need to apply ACL on this virtual interface here, right? Sub interface, correct. So interface F0/0, I am going to say no to this access group. No, first let me remove it, and now I am going to apply it on F0/0.10. IP access group number 10, direction in. Now go to PC0 and try to ping. See, this time ping will not work. What it's saying? Destination host unreachable. That means my default gateway is dropping the traffic. But what is the issue over here? Issue is now 10 user cannot ping to 30 user also. Ping 30.1.1.1. See, ping is not working.
So 20 can ping.
No, 20
40.
can also not ping, na? 20.1.1.1. No. Because see, on router number 1, now we have two virtual interface actually. One is 0/0.10 and one is 0/0.20. On this interface, what network running? 10.1.1.0/24. Here, what network running? 20.1.1.0/24. So when PC1 will generate traffic for 20 network, source will be, let's say, 10.1, destination is 20.1. It will forward to router. Router will receive it on this interface. And guys, ACL is applied over here, correct? So it will check. Your voice is breaking, brother.
So here router on stick method.
Yeah, this is router on. Don't worry about the configuration. We will discuss it later. For now, just assume there are two interfaces on router number 4. Right? So this is the issue with extended ACL. So that's why I told you, you should always apply extended ACL nearest to the destination. So now I will remove ACL from here. Say no, and no access list number 10. I have removed ACL configuration from this router. So access list. Now you can see I don't have any ACL. And I am going to apply it nearest to the destination. Destination is this one. So which router is nearest to the destination? Router number 3. So let me access R3 and let me create the ACL on R3 now. Config T and access list number 10, then deny. Which network? 10.1.1.0. Wildcard mask 0.0.255. Then go to interface. Interface F0/0, say IP access group number 10 direction out. Right? Direction out means when you will out the traffic from this interface, that time router is going to check what? ACL. And if source will match, then it will drop the traffic. If source will match, then it will drop the traffic. Got it? Enter. Now again let me take you to PC1. Now first of all, see, I am able to ping 20, correct?
Yes.
But I cannot ping 40. 40.1.1.1. Destination host unreachable. Clear, guys?
So we can ping 30.
Yes, we can ping 30. Ping 30.1.1.1. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Got it.
When I am pinging to 30, see, router 1 and router 2, these two routers are involved. And is there any ACL on router 1 and router 2? No. ACL is running over here. Correct? But guys, this time my requirement is changed. Now what I want, that only 10 networks should not be able to access this server. Can I configure a standard ACL?
Yes, sir.
How?
No,
Only
no.
like
We need. We need. We are
We can
blocking
block
particular
one user
service.
with the help of a standard ACL, brother. What I want, 10.1 should
Yes.
not be able to access server 0. Means PC 0 should not access server 0. With the help of a standard ACL, we can deny
Oh.
a particular host, a particular network.
particular IP.
Yes, particular host means particular IP. But in this scenario, see, if you will apply ACL on this interface, then this server will be not accessible from finance people also, from HR people also, from the IT people also. So you have to apply ACL near on this interface, nearest to the destination. This time you have to consider server as a source. Because in the standard ACL, you are going to filter traffic on the basis of what? Source. So what I want?
Oops.
This server should be not accessible from HR department. Why HR people will access application, HTTPS application, right? And all rest users in admin department should be able to communicate with HR users. So guys, first of all, I am going to remove ACL from here on this router, say no, and no access list number 10. Now let me take you to router number 1. Config T, access list number 10, deny. What is the IP address of server? This time I will define
40
IP
dot-
address of server, not entire subnet. Because
Yes.
I am blocking only one server access from the admin department. So IP address of server is 40.1.1.2, wildcard mask 0.0.0.0. 0.0.0 means match all 32 bits. 0 means match bit. 1 means ignore bit. Now interface F0/0.10 and IP access group number 10 direction out. Right? So what will happen when PC1 will ping to server? Source IP 10.1, destination IP 40.1. It will forward traffic to router. Router will check ACL. Yes, ACL is applied, but in which direction? In odd direction. So this time router will not drop the packet. It will forward to router 2. Router will forward to router 3. Router 3 will forward it to server. And even, you know, source is not matching in the request message. Request message source is 10.1, but you are filtering 40.1, correct? But when server will generate reply, in that time source IP is 40.1, destination IP is 10.1. It will forward to router, router will forward to router 1, router 3 will forward to router 1. Router will ought this packet from there f0/0/10, but ACL is applied there. So router is going to check what? Access list entry, right? So it will run command show IP access list. Do show access list, and see in the access list source IP address will match. So if source will match, then it will discard it. So reply packet will get dropped. So you can try from PC1. I am going to first ping 140.1 means PC. Why I'm not able to ping 40.1? What is the IP address? Denied IP address over here, 40.2. Let me troubleshoot it. So access list. What is the issue, guys? Implicit deny. Issue is implicit deny. Try to understand, this is very important concept in ACL. Guys, whenever you are denying a network or a particular IP address, there is one by default statement running in the last, and that statement is deny everything else, right? So if I am saying router 1 deny 40.1.1.2, right? So it will deny 40.1.1.2, but it will deny rest traffic as well. So you have to tell to router 1, please permit rest all. Permit all. ACL is what? Like a security guard. If I am saying to security guard, brother, listen, whenever a people will come in yellow shirt, you will not allow him to enter in the building. Then one person is coming with red shirt, right? So guard is saying, brother, manager didn't told me to allow you. He only give me one instruction, that deny yellow shirt. So I have to tell to guard, deny yellow shirt and permit rest all. Getting my point? So by default, implicit deny is running, guys, on the router, right? You cannot check it, but if you will not permit rest traffic, then it will deny everything else. If you are denying one IP address, it will deny rest all, right? So simply on router number 1, we need to add one more entry. Yes? Yes, brother. Tell me now. What is your question? Access list number 10 and permit any. Right? Now see, so IP access list. So we have now 2 entry, right? So always keep in mind, whenever you will configure ACL, whenever you are denying or allowing, at the last you will run this command, permit any. If you are not running this command, permit any, that means deny any is already running in the operating system, right? Now you can again check from PC0. Let me ping. See, now ping is working. But can I ping 40.2? 40.2? No.
No.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Is a standard ACL clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
And see, in the standard ACL, if you have blocked 40.1.1.2, that means you have blocked actually all service on this server. You have blocked all service for 40.1.1.2. But in extended ACL, we can block a particular service as well. Like I want HR users can ping the server, but HR users should not be able to access HTTP service. We can configure. But in the standard ACL, if you will block the, actually in the standard ACL, we are blocking the IP. We are blocking the IP. So blocking IP means blocking all services, correct? If IP is blocked, then how you can use any other service? Yes or no? Yes, any question? Now if you guys have any scenario, then tell me, I will implement ACL according to that. If any scenario is in your mind, like this user should not communicate with that user, or this user should communicate with that user, if you have any scenario, please tell me. No, access list 10.
Sorry, excuse me. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
On router one, on pass Ethernet 0/0, we put access list number 10 out. How about if we put in?
So
Is
if
it
you will
okay
put
or?
no, then it will not work, na brother. See, a standard ACL is always checking what? Source address, right? So when traffic will enter over here on router number 1, source will be what? 10.1. So that means ACL rule is not matching. ACL is not going to check destination. Destination is 40.2. Router will allow it. Getting my point? Then your ACL will not work. You have to define action very carefully, right? And direction as well. Action and direction both are important in ACL. But when server will generate traffic, source will be 40.2, destination will be 10.1. It will forward to router 1. When router will be odd the traffic, that time source will match. This is why I told you, if I have applied ACL in odd direction, so router is dropping reply packet actually, not request packet. Router is dropping reply packet, not request packet. Done, guys. Now if anyone have scenario, like if you want to deny any traffic, then let me know.
I pin a comment in there.
Sorry,
I pin a comment.
command.
I pin a comment in there.
Someone is talking about Cisco ASA. Yeah, recording is on. Okay, Surya was in this subnet 10.90.64.0/21. I want to allow only 3 IP address. 10.90. Where is 10.90 by the way? Where is 10.90, brother, in my scenario?
No, it's a different scenario.
Different scenario.
Yeah.
What subnet you want to use here? 10.90 dot. What is the subnet? Ten dot access list ought in extended permit TCP host this equal to HTTPS. What is your question, bro? Please speak. I didn't get your question. I think you are configuring ACL on ASA firewall. See, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me your question.
So I'm trying to see if those commands will work.
Don't worry about the command on ASA firewall, brother. We will configure ACL on ASA as well, right? On the first, learn how to configure ACL on router. Guys, here let's suppose I want to block communication for these three users. What I can do? I have multiple options. Either I can deny three particular IP address, or I can summarize. I can find the summary address of these three IP address, and I will block that summary address, correct? Like IP address of PC7 is 40.1, IP address of PC8 is 40. Let's say 2, 40.3. I want to block these three IP addresses. So even I can run 3 deny command, deny 40.1, deny 40.2, deny 40.3, or I can find the summary address and then I can block that summary address, right? Both will work. Done. Now let me check. I have removed the ACL. Yes. No. I access list number 10. IP access list, and see how to create named ACL standard. Then name of your ACL is, let's say, CCNP. Then guys, deny 40.1.1.1, deny 40.1.1.2, deny 40.1.1.3, and then permit any. Now I can apply this ACL on interface F0/0.10, IP access group. Name of ACL is CCNP, direction out. Done. Now you can verify the ACL here. So access list. So a standard IP ACL list with name CCNP, who is denying 40.1, 40.2, 40.3, then permitting rest all traffic. And router will check first this entry, then this entry, then this entry. Like if I will add one entry here, IP access list standard CCNP, and permit 40.1.1.1. So access list. See, we have permit statement here, but this time this statement will not work. So in real time, whenever you will configure ACL, first you are going to plan it. Otherwise, see, I have permit 40.1, but it will not work. Reason? Because first router is going to check this rule, right, with lower sequence number. So router always check ACL rules top to down, from lower sequence number to higher sequence number. So first it will check this rule. If rule will match, then it will take action. If rule will not match, then only it is going to check next rule. If again rule will not match, then it will check this rule. If again rule will not match, then it will check this rule. If rule will not match, then it will check this rule. And again, if rule will not match, then it will allow the traffic. Got it? Now let's say my requirement is HR should not be able to communicate with finance. First task. I can achieve this task with the help of extended ACL as well as with the help of extended ACL. If you will use extended ACL, then you can apply ACL on any router, on router number 1 or router number 2, doesn't matter. Right? But if you are using extended ACL, then you have to configure nearest to the destination. Right? Otherwise, it will impact on other network. So this is rule number 1. HR should not be able to communicate with finance. Then IT or only, rule number 2, only IT should be able to access HTTP service on server 0. Only IT people should be able to access HTTP service on server 0. Third, only admin can communicate with IT department. Like I want to secure IT department, right? Or let's say I want to secure admin department. Means only IT users should be able to access admin department. Right? So scenario can be anything in real time. In the same way, you will configure what? Access list. Or my scenario can be HR department